Chris Avena with American Outdoor News. I'm here with Robyn Sandoval from A Girl and a Gun. Robyn, thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us today.
Yeah, thank you, Chris, for inviting me.
Now, you have built one of the most influential women shooting organizations in the country. What made you start such a monumental task?
Well, A Girl and a Gun is the largest women's organization in the country that's dedicated to firearms training. It wasn't my idea, but I was there at the beginning. It was actually a friend of mine, Juliana, was a firearms instructor in Austin, and she wanted to get more women to the range. She was an IDPA shooter and wanted to get more women on her squad. And so she thought, what if I hold a girls' night out at the range? And at the time, back in 2011, realtors were hosting happy hours at the open house and hairstylists were having happy hours at the salon. And she thought, what if I had a happy hour kind of atmosphere where women could just come and learn about firearms? And then afterwards we could go to a restaurant and talk about it. And so she held the first girls' night out, and I heard about it. My husband heard about it through a friend, and I was a new gun owner at the time, terrified. I don't know if I was more scared of shooting the gun, going to a dirty gun range, meeting women who liked guns, meeting new women at all. Like, it just, all of it was terrifying. But I went, he signed me up, so he RSVP'd for me to go. So I showed up, and the most important thing was not only learning how to use this tool and to not be afraid of it, to become proficient with it, but really to meet other women, to look at them and say, why aren't you afraid of it? How do you talk to your kids about it?
Uh-huh.
How does this fit into your life? And so having that community of resources was so valuable. And each week, Juliana decided to do it 2 weeks later and 2 weeks later, and each time more women would come, and it just kind of evolved. And so she asked me to partner with her. And so we ran the club together for many years, and she found passion in the Pilates industry and the fitness industry and movement. So she's transitioned there. And I've kept our mission and momentum alive. And so A Girl and a Gun is the largest women's organization. We have over 30-something thousand women in our membership database. We train almost 50,000 women every year, bringing women into gun ownership or to the range. A lot of times women have owned guns for 10 years or more and never felt like it was time for them to actually go and train. And so now we have this cadre of amazing women instructors across the country that can train women, welcome new shooters, welcome women back to the range, and everything in between.
So it really started out as kind of a mix, a happy hour and discussion that translated into more people coming to the range.
That's it. It was just supposed to break barriers of, if someone was too afraid, we'll make it unintimidating. If someone was, didn't have a gun or hadn't made that financial purchase yet, well, we have loaners. Like, we just tried to eliminate all the barriers that can prevent someone from coming to the range, whether it's time away from their family or, we tried to just identify what those barriers were and make it easy for women to come out and join us.
Well, that's funny you say that. I think the loaners are important, not just for women shooters, for all shooters, because you got to feel what's right for you, what feels good in your hand, what feels good when you're firing it. It's not all about brand. It's about what's right for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And as an instructor, that's the important thing, right? To find fit of what fits someone. And we always say it's like trying on shoes. You got to try on a couple different shoes. You got to walk in them. You can't just look at them online or at the shoe store. You have to actually put them on and walk in them to see if they're going to be right for you. Everybody has guns that never leave the safe, that were perfect on paper, but we want those ladies bringing them out to the safe, bringing them to Girls Night Out, bringing them to the range, carry them for everyday carry and using them for competition and everything.
What type of obstacles did you really have to overcome getting this started?
Well, honestly, it's the same obstacles we face even now. We've been doing this coming up on 15 years, and we still face the same obstacles. A lot of times ranges feel that an organization like ours will compete with what they have going on, but we try to tell them that we're just that friendly face on the other side of the door, that woman would never even walk in their establishment if they didn't know we were there. They would be too scared to go in or too out of their element, fish out of water. So by knowing that A Girl and a Gun is there, a lot of those women will come in. And So we're really there to drive that range additional business, to fill up the range when it might be empty on a Tuesday night. That's what we're
Yeah.
there for, is to give them those new shooters that would never come in otherwise. We want to get them to the range. So we do face a lot of barriers and obstacles with host ranges that are nervous about our program or are nervous about our instructors until they see the amount of credentials that an instructor has to have to be affiliated with a Girl in the Gun. We have incredibly high standards, and we have our own curriculum. We have things that can complement what they have going on at the range. And so if they're looking for a package to reach these new shooters or to reactivate women who have guns who haven't been to the range in a while, a program like ours is really critical for that.
Well, I don't think this is just a woman issue. It's every gun owner's issue, or people looking to get into it. They overcome the same things. There's fears and confidence issues. How do you feel that firearm education empowers women?
Oh, it's critical. It's absolutely amazing, the transformation that I've seen on the range. And as women's groupings get smaller and they get more confident with their firearm, that confidence translates into so many areas of their lives that they never knew were possible. We've had story after story. There was one woman who came to an event years ago who learned to run a tactical shotgun on a kind of a mock 3-gun stage. We were setting up 3-gun, but we were focused on shotgun development and, loading and transitioning and aerial targets and all of that. So she had never shot a shotgun before, and she found out she was really good at it. And what was amazing is she was her Girl Scout troop leader back home for her daughters, and she was going through a terrible divorce, had incredibly low self-esteem, and was just in a really horrible place in her life. And she sent an email that said, so last weekend I found out I was a good shotgunner, and this weekend I took the girls bowling, and I had never gotten up and bowled. I always let the girls do it. I didn't want to stand in front of people. I was embarrassed to do it. She's like, that weekend I found out I was a pretty good bowler too. And what fills my heart with that is not only is she learning to live her best life and to have permission from herself to try new things and to get up there and to not be worried what other people say, but now she's a role model for this whole generation of little Girl Scouts that are watching her. And I just find that tremendous.
Yeah, that's. I think confidence is a big thing for people in general, and especially women when it comes to trying new things or being involved, especially in our industry. It's very
There's
different.
been a lot of transition in our industry, though, not just in the terms of the firearms that are out now, but in terms of the gear. 15 years ago when we started, there really wasn't gear for women that wasn't, that was safe, to put it lightly. A lot of times it was pretty, but it wasn't always safe.
Yeah.
And so working with different manufacturers and having different brands step into the marketplace, different women entrepreneurs who said we want quality gear for women. Now women have more carry options than ever before. We can, because of the quality of holsters and the ability to conceal them, large full-size frames are what everyone can carry now, or at least, medium-sized to larger firearms, which are better for shooting or more fun to shoot, more successful. And so it's not the pink it and shrink it mentality that used to be back in the day of the firearms industry, where we needed something really small to conceal or really difficult to be accurate and fast with. Now we have just a range of quality gear that allows us to really perform at a higher level.
Well, they're really catering to the demographic. I mean, it is one of the fastest growing demographics in not just shooting and gun ownership, the outdoor industry in general.
Yeah, I'm so glad to see a lot of women come out. A lot of women didn't even know that training like ours with a Girl and a Gun was available. A lot of times they would think you had to be law enforcement or you had to be part of some kind of, you had to be a guy. And now we say, look, we're everyday women. I'm a regular mom. I'm at the range, doing it. So come out and join us. And it just makes it more approachable and more fun.
What role does mentorship play in keeping women engaged in shooting sports and staying, active at the range?
I believe, and I have said before, you have to see it to be it sometimes. So for a lot of women, to see women performing at a high level on the range, or to see women teaching advanced classes, or to even attending advanced classes. 15 years ago, I might be the only female in a class. And now it's more common. Sometimes you have to see it to be it. So when you see another woman step into that leadership role, if she's an RSO at a range, or she's working at the gun counter, or she's a range manager, seeing women in those positions lets women know that there's opportunities for them. And a lot of times that kind of mentorship, just witnessing it, just watching other women at the range, watching our matches that are 100 three-gunners that are all women having a great time shooting the sport of three-gun. It might be intimidating when you go out to the range and you see mostly guys, but when you come out to a night when a girl in the gun is at your local range and it's all women, you're like, wow, there's a lot of us, and I'm not alone in this, and there's a lot of opportunity that we're fortunate to offer. So we offer our sniper school, where women can learn long-range precision rifle. We have our drift academy where you can learn high-speed evasive driving and anti-surveillance if someone's following you, if you're being tracked, all of those transitional space safety, parking lots, parking garages. We have a whole event for that so that people can learn that safety. We have our clay shoot, we have our three-gun match, and we have our national conference. We have a lot of different things that specialize. Right now we're preparing for our Glock Armorers course. So we're the only commercial group that goes to Glock Professional, and we have a group of women a couple times a year that become certified armorers, and been very proud of that because previously, 15 years ago, we just didn't see a lot of women armorers. And again, maybe you have to see it to be it, but now we have hundreds of certified armorers and a girl in the gun, and it just lets other women know that that's another opportunity for learning.
Well, inherently, it was a guy's sport, so to speak, but people like yourself have really proved that it's a gender neutral sport. If you're interested in it, do it. And I know women, we were just at Glock last week, and I didn't want to shoot next to you because you were going to embarrass me.
Well, we have a really good time at the range, and I'm grateful that my mentors have paved the way for me. Kathy Jackson and Vicki Farnham and Gila Hayes, and the women who were the generation to really pave the way for us and to let women come into the space. And of course, I'm just so fortunate to work with incredible people in the industry, and I'm so honored to consider them my friends, but also have learned tremendously from them.
Now, you were in all 50 states.
We have members in all 50 states. We don't have chapters in all 50 states. So if we don't have a chapter near you, a woman can join our national e-chapter, which is how she participates virtually through online discussions, and then comes out to different events that we host that are specialty, or where I happen to be on the range. She can come to us if we don't have a chapter near her. But we have members in all 50 states. We have chapters in most of them. We have a lot of really great opportunity, a lot of amazing partner ranges around the country that support our mission and appreciate our business and love that we're there and fill the range on an empty night.
Are the chapters non-for-profit, or are they just separate satellite organizations?
They are kind of like a franchise, really. Not technically, but kind of that way. So A Girl in the Gun is for-profit because we're very transparent. We want our ranges to make money with clients. We want our instructors to have their students, and we want members. I want people to join to be a member of A Girl in the Gun. So it's very transparent in that regard. There's opportunity for everybody. And it's important that our ladies know too that shooting is an expensive hobby, lifestyle. So we're not asking for anything, in terms of being a nonprofit. We want ladies to recognize that investing in their instructor who's credentialed, insured, experienced, all those things you would want in a professional, especially one who's teaching you how to protect your family and your life. So all of our instructors have, like I said, a list of credentials. They're insured, have experience, they have incredible resumes. And we want our ranges to profit. We want to drive business to them. So that's really the goal of what we do.
Well, thinking about it, you're in business 14 years, and you become a national organization. 14 years is not a long time.
Well, it feels like a lifetime. I look back at who I was 15 years ago, and I don't even recognize her. But yeah, it is relatively short. I'm very honored by our organization. I'm very proud of our curriculums that we offer and the programs that we offer, the training that has really helped women along the way in their journeys, and a lot of men too. Our instructors offered open enrollment classes to the community. So there's a lot of men training in their classes as well. So we just try to give a lot of leadership development, instructor development to those instructors just to make stronger families and stronger communities.
Mm-hmm.
But we still have a lot of work to do. There's a lot of people who haven't heard of a Girl and a Gun yet, and I hope to change that. I want to be in every range in America.
Well, to somebody who has never picked up a firearm, let alone owned one, what would you say to somebody that has thought about it, but they're too afraid to take the step?
Sometimes getting from the car into the door is the hardest 10 seconds there is. Once you get through there, just do it. Just show up. And that's really for a guy or a girl. You can go on a girlandagun.org and read our articles that tell you what to expect, what to wear, what to bring, so you just don't feel awkward. But the best thing to do is just to show up. Someone will hand you eyes and ears. Somebody will make sure that you have what you need to be successful and the knowledge. And you can just sit there and watch if you want. Just to kind of learn the etiquette of what we do until you're ready to jump in. It's a really unintimidating environment, but when you get there, you're going to want to shoot. You're going to want to participate. Our goal is really to get women off the sidelines, and we'll guide you every step of the way. That is one part of our culture, is that the curriculum is challenging. Our competitive stages are very challenging. We don't powder puff anything. It is nothing. Standards are not lowered. We do not powder puff. We have very high standards and very demanding curriculum, but our culture will cheer you on along the way. We will make sure that you have the instruction, the knowledge, the communication you need to be successful in that sport or that drill or whatever it takes. And that's really what makes a Girl and a Gun unique.
So it's kind of like going to a gym. The hardest part is taking the step to actually put your feet in the door.
I just tell ladies, it takes 10 seconds of courage. Just walk in the door. When you see us on the other side, you'll feel right at home.
So looking ahead, what excites you most about the future of women in shooting in the shooting sports industry?
Well, just to continue to grow, to have more women come out and join us. There's so many new gun owners that are looking for opportunities, so many women who are considering gun ownership but don't really know where to start. And I'm ready for them. We're ready for them to walk in the door and join us. We have new events coming out. We are focusing 2026 on a lot of rifle work, so people interested in learning their AR-15 skills and developing different, whether it's competitive or defensive or just fun at the range. We're going to do some deep dive instruction into rifle handling. So that'll be a new focus for 2026. But we have a lot of things coming out and a lot of pathways. Really, that's one of the great things about a Girl and a Gun is we have a roadmap. So not only can you see how far you've come, you still can see the skills you have yet to master. And it gives everybody a clear view on where they are and where they're going. And like I said, we cheer them on along the way.
It's a daily learning process. Even seasoned shooters can learn something new every day. Oh,
there's so much to learn. When people think they've shot that, indoor static target and they think that they're John Wick, I'm like, come out to a match. Let's get you shooting 3-gun. Okay, now you're good at 3-gun. Let's work on shotgun. Let's do some, sporting clays. And it's a whole different animal. Long range precision rifle. There's always so much more to learn. And then, of course, we have our Girl and a Gun book club, which really takes everything to the next level mindset-wise and shows you just even more depth and breadth of knowledge that there is to know about safety and all the fun things we do.
Well, where do you see the growth and evolution of a Girl and a Gun in the next 2 years?
Oh, in the next 2 years, I would like to grow it another 20%. I would like to add additional members and chapters, obviously. We grow when women step into leadership, when they want to open a local chapter, when the local range is looking for female instructors. A lot of times ranges will reach out to us and say they want a chapter of a Girl and a Gun, but they don't have any female instructors. So a lot of times it takes time for us to find the right leader to step forward. We do want women mentoring other women on the local level. We find that really breaks barriers and allows women to succeed and new shooters, but also just creating the culture we want of women mentoring other women. And so sometimes finding that leader does take a little while. and also developing her into the instructor that has all the credentials that we require. It takes a little while, but hopefully we can continue to expand chapters. That's my plan, is to expand chapters to be in every range that would be welcoming to a program like ours, and to really grow our community another 20%.
Well, what qualifies somebody to open a chapter?
Well, she has to be female. She has to be a certified pistol instructor. She has to be a certified RSO. She has to take an online communication course. She has to take a range response course. She has to have a stop the bleed or hemorrhage control certificate. She has to shoot the FBI qual at 90%.
Wow.
And she has to on video so that we have that documented. So it's she has to be able to walk the walk and talk the talk.
That's pretty stringent guidelines.
Yeah, so we want her to be well-rounded as an instructor, to know first aid, to be able to communicate, to be able to manage the range, range response, which would be calling the line and operating in that way. Of course, as an RSO, she would be knowing the SOPs of the range facility, but ours takes it a step higher about really engaging a lot more communication skills on how to intervene with the student, how to make corrections in a way that's not intimidating or scary or frightening, but that actually communicates the point of what we're trying to learn and make sure that they can thrive in a very rigorous but also supportive environment.
That's awesome. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to speak to us today, and thank you for sharing and building such an amazing organization that is so vital in our current environment and helping build confidence and change the way people look at what we do.
Well, I appreciate you giving me the platform to talk to your audience and to talk about A Girl and a Gun. I always say that the gun moms of now or the soccer moms of the 90s were really changing the climate of gun ownership in America, the political conversation, the advocacy work, making everyday women just part of the conversation is really going to change what American families look like and what they invest in and how they discuss firearms going forward. So we have a lot of work to do, and I'm very honored and proud to do it.
So where do we find you?
agirlandagun.org, or we have all the socials. Just look for A Girl and a Gun. And thank you for directing women to us. If there's a woman in your life or there's women that you know that want to get started on the range, or even if she's a professional shooter, we have, like I said, our programs are tailored for all levels of shooting. We have advanced opportunities as well. So we really want to support people in their roadmap and their journey. So you can find it all at agirlandagun.org.
Appreciate you taking the time. Thanks again.
Thank you.
We love our children. We protect them. We guide them. We prepare them for life in the world. With all that we do, from deep in our hearts, we cannot control all things. Life-threatening illnesses and disabilities affect far too many of our children each year. While we cannot change the circumstance, we can make dreams come true. Dreams to provide hope, to provide spiritual healing and strength, to provide moments of happiness and relief in the hardest of times. We can give a glimmer of light and hope in a time of darkness and despair. Join huntofelifetime.org to help make dreams come true, to provide hope for children with life-threatening illnesses and disabilities. Hunt of a Lifetime is a non-profit organization fulfilling dreams for hunting and fishing trips to youth 21 and under with life-threatening illnesses and disabilities. Visit huntofelifetime.org to learn how you can make a difference.